Hi folks, how are you? So did you know up until 2 years ago, people diagnosed with breast cancer, that's women and men, had nowhere local to go. Nowhere local in Northern Ireland at all, just the big charities on the mainland and whatever. But now they have, and it's an amazing charity called Breastmates. Breastmates is a fantastic charity. It's been running now about 2 years. They're an official charity now. They've got their charity number. And as you know me, I run a little group on Facebook called the Chatterhouse. We are doing a lucky box game. This lucky box game is basically you buy it's a £1 a box, and if your numbers are chosen, we've got prizes galore. There has been a list of prizes put up, but I will put another list up. There's a £150 photography voucher, photo shoot for Lisburn Photography Studio. We've got beauty vouchers. We have a special reading with Far Sight Medium James as well. We have loads and loads and loads of prizes, shopping vouchers, and everything. If you're interested in helping us, please message me or contact me, and we will get your numbers and your boxes sorted out. Date to be confirmed for the draw, but as soon as I know, I will let you know. Please, let's help this charity and get the message out there and let them continue giving men and women support with the diagnosis of breast cancer. Thank you. Good evening, Chatterhouse. How the hell are you all? Right, first of all, folks, what I want you to do, I want you to confirm with me that you all can hear me. If you can confirm that you all can hear me before we actually begin tonight. I'm just looking. Obviously, you know, usually there's a delay in the comments, so there is. But if somebody can, just one person, John saying, "Hi, John." John's over on YouTube. Yes, everybody can hear us. Right. Okay. All right, folks. Well, listen. Welcome to the Chatter House. And look, for the very first time, and in a long time, I have someone with me because, as you know, normally when I do these nights, the other person is in their own home or they are basically talking to me on another screen. But tonight we are in person. We have a special appearance. So everybody's all starting to fly in. So naturally, I don't want to keep Ian sitting too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the roll call very, very quickly. I'm going to go to YouTube first, and I'm going to no, not going to YouTube first. I'm going to go to Chatterhouse first on Facebook, and then I'm going over to YouTube. This is going to be a fly. So here we go. Right, you just relax, Ian. You'll be fine.
I'm chilled out.
Straight through the door is our Matt McGinley. Don't forget, folks, I will not mention your name unless you comment, even though you're watching in the background. You must say your name to be mentioned. So I'm Matt McGinley's in. Hello, everybody. Sam Davison is in. Hello, Stuart. Hello, our Samuel. I'm only reading the people out who's commented. Alice Rainey's in. Our Shorty. Hey, hey, hey. How you, our Shorty there? Catherine Playfair's in. Hello, our Catherine. Uh, Alice is saying hello to Sam. Michelle McGrogan said Miss Chatterhouse herself. That's what I call her. Miss Chatterhouse is in. And Michelle says, "Welcome Ian. Can't wait to hear all what you have to tell us." Kai Ferguson is my local historian. We haven't done one for a while, but we would do like an after dark night about subjects when we talk about big things in
Right,
history,
okay.
serial killers, all different things. We've covered Jack the Ripper and all, and there's been loads of stuff, Harold Shipman and
Right,
everything.
okay.
Right, now where are we here, dear? So that was Carrie. Maria Tateson. Maria, you've got to see her. How are you? I've come to YouTube in a minute, folks. I haven't forgot about you. And Maria's talking about the charity. She can hear us. Sam saying hello to Alice. AJ Walker says yes, he can hear us. Charlie Haru is in. Hello, our Charlie. Killian's there. Sam's there. Killian's there. Michelle's loud and clear.
Jesse Grunton, that's my
Yeah, I'm going to go over there.
daughter.
2 seconds, Ian. I will be there in a minute. So our Tracy Wee Wees is in. Kathy Ling is in. My Johnny Who, my nephew's in. All back around getting Daddy in to sleep. Emma Doherty's in. And Maria So let's go to YouTube.
There we go.
Right, so let's go back to the very beginning. So straight through the door was our John boy. That's Auntie Logan's honorary nephew. He is saying good evening, Stuart, and good evening, Ian. Kevin Boyd is in.
Good evening, Kevin.
Do you know Kevin? Yeah.
He's my best friend.
Hello, Kevin. You're very welcome. Welcome to the Chatterhouse. By the way, folks, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the big thumbs up under the video. It helps to push this video even after it's finished out there for others to see. Our Killian's over there as well. John saying hello to Killian. Ian Chapman's in. Hello, Ian.
An old friend.
Nice to see you, Ian. Jessie Gratton's in.
My daughter.
Hello, Jessie. You're very, very welcome. Just in case we forgot. She's your bringing thousands in the night. Kevin saying hi, Ian. Fab. And Kevin says that's good. And yeah, I'll give myself. Oh, they're all having a chatter among each other.
Oh, why?
Okay, folks. Right. So what we're going to do before we start, because I always forget to do this. If you're on YouTube, where is it? Please consider doing this. It's totally free, doesn't cost a penny. And also, you know what I mean, any videos or anything, any notifications or anything, you will be told about it. I just take Jesse's comment off here. Okay, folks, so tonight, we haven't had an author on for a while. We have had an author on before, Ian, but we have not had a local author. So what we're going to do is, Ian, we're going to do what we normally do in the Chatterhouse. And by the way, I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to start singing.
That's all right.
So we're going to go back to the very beginning. So Ian, obviously you're from Lisburn.
Yes.
So where originally are you from?
Well, I grew up in Roseville Park down the road.
Yes.
Just facing the Island Centre, which years ago used to be the old mill.
Yes.
And down to the Lagan.
Yes.
So I did. Grew up there, done everything I needed to do. Big green in front of us. Used to go out and play football, do what we had to do.
Yes. So basically, Ian, when you were growing up, you had it, as we would call, an old-fashioned growing up. You know,
old school.
You were left to your own devices.
Yeah.
You had to be in when the lights went out at night, when the street lights went out.
There was no internet.
No.
There was no phones. You had the TV square box in the corner with 5 channels on it. You had the L-shaped phone sitting on top of the TV.
That's right.
Your home phone. That's all you had. When you get out, when your man booked you out that door, that was you out the door from you come home from school.
That's right.
Until maybe she called you for dinner. You didn't come out for dinner. She was waiting behind the cupboard for you with a slipper. You know what I mean? Especially my man, she used to hide behind the cupboard door, and I had to go in out the back, so she knew where I was coming from. You know,
they were the good old days, Ian. They were the good old days.
They were the good old days.
Trevor Grogan says, Ian, jack of all trades, master of none, haha. And Emma says, oh, Roseville Parks. He says, that's very close to me. John says, I'm too young to remember that. Bring off you. He always says that. That's a joke, Ian. That is a joke.
Right, okay.
So, Ian.
Yes.
Basically, then, growing up, then, you went into your school life.
Yes.
Right. And Ian and I had a bit of a chat yesterday. Now, I don't want to go too much, stay in the past too much, because we have a lot to talk about your books and the books and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, school was a bit of a nightmare for you, wasn't it?
School was, well.
Let's break it into two, right?
You
were known not to really be on good behaviour at school, were you really? You didn't know, but there was a reason, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, tell us a bit about school.
Well, sort of, my big brother, Rob, he went to Lisnagarvey. I followed in the steps, went to Lisnagarvey. The first day I got on the bus on the road, I got picked on. I thought, right, okay, call me Spaggy, call me this, call me that, all sorts of things. And my big brother then, I looked up to him, that's my brother, leave him alone, or I'll do you in, or whatever the case may be, I'll slap you. That was fine, get on. And as school progressed, I became more into myself. And I didn't want to speak to people. And then when people started annoying me, I just used to forget about it and play with my mates or do whatever I wanted to do. But I remember this first instance. Now, Second year, a guy called Jim.
His first names,
Yeah, a guy called Jim. Got up a corridor. The mates and all behind me, and he was slagging me away, calling me spaggy and all that here. I just
flipped.
grabbed him and dragged him the full length of the corridor. And as I took him up that corridor, I hit him every time I took a step.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the other end, and Sammy Sample used to be the principal.
Mm-hmm.
He was stomping, waiting on me at the other end of the corridor.
So basically, school wasn't really.
It wasn't for me.
Right. But it did looking back though, Ian, I was going to mention this later, but I want to bring it in now because it connects into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, ADHD and things like that weren't
Nobody
recognized.
No.
Nobody knew about it. Nobody, even autism, ADHD, you know, you were told I could be all right. You know, you got a slap, you got the
You're hyper, get out there.
blackboard duster through at you.
Oh, on.
You're hyper. And did it actually turn out this, which was what was going on with you?
This was the case.
This was the case.
Unbeknown to me, I had ADHD
Mm-hmm.
and ASD, and I didn't recognize this in myself. I knew it was different. I knew it was different from everybody else because my imagination would run wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I would sit and not plot. I wouldn't say plot. Back then, as we've been talking about, there was no internet, there was no nothing, there was no entertainment.
No.
We made our own entertainment up
Yes,
on our bed.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I lived down by the Island Mill.
Yes.
Right, the Island Mill was a huge big building, and it was beside the lagoon. There was a bridge, a grey bridge, went across from Roseville to Greg Street. So everybody used to go across it, mess about, and then they ended up locking this bridge and so on. But we used to go down there and make our own fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there was big white walls, 12, 14-foot walls. I used to jump off them just to see what happened. Because I wanted to feel what pain was. I didn't know what pain was.
You were telling me about this pain thing.
Yeah.
You always wanted to feel pain, didn't you? You wanted to feel what pain was like. And would I be right in saying the more painful it was, the better, basically? Yes. And then you said to me as well, without, I want you to say it, after a while pain didn't affect you because of this.
Didn't
so
bother me.
Explain that to me
I was used to it. I had recognized what pain was because I was getting into things that people wouldn't do. I was jumping into the lagoon, swimming in the lagoon, on rafts, we're jumping off walls, donkey derby, jumping over hedges.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Falling. I mean, I remember in Roseville Walk, used to be a big row of houses right down the hill, and each and every one of them had a hedge. Okay. And we used to play donkey derby. Now, there used to be always the same 5 or 6 people. Now, I got to a stage where we would say, right, you run up the door as we're in midair. You'd be at the door, run on the next one, be at the next door, run on the next one. This girl came out one night, this woman, she was in her mid-40s, with a poker and chased me. Do you know what I mean? Mm. And I'm running like 2 men the wheel at, and she's running after me with a poker. Right. That's the sort of things we get up to. And then I used to go down to skateboard. I went down to skateboard as quick as I could. I'll remember to this day, I went on and on about to my ma about, Mommy, get me a skateboard. I want a skateboard. I want a skateboard. She eventually got me a skateboard. And I went down that hill, boy. And see, when I got to the bottom of that hill, there was one of these curves sitting up the footpath. And I hit it with a skateboard and flew into a tree. And I lay and laughed.
Now, you said something interesting to me. You said now, I'll just bring it forward a wee bit. Mm-hmm. If you cut yourself or you hurt yourself,
yep,
people would say to you, you've cut yourself and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, my kids would say that. Daddy, you're bleeding.
You don't feel the pain?
You know what I mean?
You don't feel the pain?
No.
Strange, isn't it?
No, I'm strange. You know what I mean?
I'm strange. Sure we all are, so I wouldn't worry about it. But just a couple of comments there, because when we're talking about the old bringing it up and all, Johnny says I got that and I wasn't even about in those days. You know? Dark fellas said, hello fellas, I hope you're all right. Now, Ian, so coming out of school, what was your prospects? What did they say to you when you left?
Do you want me to say one word?
No, right. Carefully.
Basically, they said to me, like, you've no certificates, you've no nothing. The only thing you've got is a spirit level. You know what I mean? You've nothing. What's your future going to hold? And I was like, my future will hold what I want to hold. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So Came out of school, messed about for a while, and then thought, my daddy looked at me one day and he says, "You're going to the army. You're going to the Rangers."
Okay.
I says, "Right, no problem, dead on."
So you went into the army?
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
I
we
think-
have to be careful about talking about the army and
Yes.
stuff, even though in these day and age, we still have to be
Oh,
careful.
aye.
So,
I think daddy had enough.
how did you, being the person that you were, seem to be undisciplined?
Mhm.
You said it yourself. Behavioral difficulties, behavioral problems, gone into a really strict, controlled atmosphere and surroundings. How did you manage with that?
Well, you funny you should say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I knew I had ADHD.
Right, okay.
The first day I stepped off the minibus in Ballymena and got screamed at in my face. Now, I could have reacted back, but I didn't. And that was the start of the journey. You know, that was a guy called Davy, and screamed at my face everything you could think of underneath the sun. There was words I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
that he was screaming at me. And that's when I knew I was different and I had something, but I had to find out what it was.
And how did you find army life? Now, basically the discipline, being told what to do. Did you find it? Because I want to ask another question in a minute, but how did you find that coming from where you were?
It was so hard for me to accept somebody else telling me what to do.
When you get into trouble, probably.
I was always in jail. I was in the guardroom
Okay.
more times than the bricks on the wall. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was so hard for me to accept people telling me what to do. Even in today, I don't accept people telling me what to do.
Okay.
You know,
If they ask you to do something, or it depends, it just you
see,
don't.
if somebody turned around to me and said, "Ian, you wouldn't mind doing that for me?"
Absolutely.
I'd be like, "Dead on, 100%. Ian, go and do this now." I'd be like, "What are you on?"
So obviously, then when you were in the army, now I have to be really, really careful here.
Yeah.
What I say. So obviously, going through the army,
Mm-hmm.
going through the discipline, going through the training.
Yeah.
Seeing things that maybe other people wouldn't see in their lives. I don't really want to go into it, right? But you
Yeah.
can imagine.
Yeah.
How do you think, from you going into the army to the time you left the army, how did you think it has changed? That changed you. So how were you this way at this side?
Mm-hmm.
How were you at the other side when you finally came out of the army? So were you when you roughly where you were at the start?
Yes.
So what were you like when you eventually did step away?
Well, the journey
Yes.
between
Mm-hmm.
enlisting and coming out, 100%, brilliant, loved it. The big problem I had, yes, I had changed in that journey.
Yes.
Big time. You know, 1,010%. But then again, you hit the point where you've come out and you have to hit the realization, I'm in City Street.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to handle this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I have went through that many failed relationships because of who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and because of the issues that I have had and the past that I've had.
Yes.
But as I say, you get to that point, I'm now in Civvy Street. What am I going to do?
So basically, you're out of the army.
You just bugged out.
Even though it was difficult, even though it was a strict surroundings, it was a strict atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It was still like a bubble as well, I suppose, in a way too, because
The Rangers,
yeah,
the Rangers was a family.
Yeah,
it was a family. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah,
right. We all knew each other. We all got on with each other. But this is where it changed my perspective on somebody telling me what to do. I knew John, I knew Mervyn, etc., etc. They were above me, so I'm accepting because I know that person, accepting what they're telling me to do because somebody else is telling them what to do, to tell me what to do.
Yes.
So I have to accept that to do that particular job to keep everybody sweet.
Okay. So when you did leave,
yes,
it was like a retirement, or what way would you class? I'm not saying you're older on anything.
Well, I am.
Sure, we all are. But did just it was time to go?
It took me 12 years to adjust.
That's what I was going to ask you. How did you adjust having that sort of life and then coming back into the big world and doing things
It was
differently?
so hard, because when you're in that sort of system and you're in with that sort of family, like the brotherhood, what we were,
Mm-hmm.
that's a family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you turn around and say to somebody, I need this done, it's done yesterday.
Yes,
When you come out into Civvy Street and you tell somebody to do something, you're still waiting 6, 8 weeks later, and you're like, what's the crack?
but you think that's the ADHD part of you as well, because basically if you want something done, you have to have it done straight away.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Actually, I bet I got myself. See, if somebody tells me they're going to do something, Ian, they have to do it. And do you know what annoys me now? Because we actually discussed this.
Uh-huh.
Punctuality.
Oh,
Punctuality bugs the life out
there
of
you
me.
go.
See, if somebody says to me, they're going to meet me at 8 o'clock, I want them to meet me at 8 o'clock. Now, if it was me and Johnny's there, my nephew, and he'll vouch for this for my grandfather. My grandfather
Uh-huh.
said if he'd have met you at 8 o'clock, he'd have been there for 7:30, 8 waiting on you. It's just the way we all are.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are not very punctual. I actually find, this is my personal view, I think if this is a continual thing, I actually think it's quite rude, because I've made the effort, I've made the time, I can be there. Why can't you?
Well, you hit the nail on the head.
You know?
I would be there 15 minutes beforehand.
Killian says, I'm the same. I expect what is said to me, i.e., timing or events. I just don't understand it. I just think it's being rude.
Yeah.
And we actually made a joke about it yesterday, because you said you'd be here for a certain time tonight.
Well, I was.
You are, but you said, but I said I wouldn't be surprised that I'll see you 10 minutes before.
There you go.
You know, so it's there, you know. Right. So what sort of, before we get into what we're here for, when you come out of the army, Maria says, I'm the same, I have to be there 10 to 15 minutes before. So what sort of things did you do before we'll talk about what we're here for then?
Right. When I came out of the army, my first thing was I became a driving instructor.
Wow.
Yep.
So, wow. Right, so you didn't teach me driving. I never learned to drive. I couldn't talk, I couldn't handle it.
I became a driving instructor.
Right.
And I was doing very, very well. I were between 20 and 30 students a week. And then, silly me, let my license run out. I had a 5-year license. So, let my license run out, and I thought, what am I going to do now? So, I eventually went to drive oil tankers for nickel fuels.
Oh,
I was
yes.
delivering all the fuels. Well, I was delivering Neds, unfortunately, because it cost too much. But used to drive tankers for them. And then I changed that because I could never stay at one job. Do you know what I mean? Because it started boring me after a while.
Yeah, because Tracy says here, I'm sure it was very hard to get used to life outside the army.
Oh,
Johnny's saying here, he's talking about my grandfather. He says he would have had your coat on for you at 7:30, even if you didn't have your shoes on, you were out the door. And Killian says my granny always said, if you weren't early, you're late. You know. Yeah. So you drove what was it, lorries?
Drove oil tankers.
Oil tankers.
And then I came away from it after a couple of years because didn't get on. They were telling me what to do and all this sort of nonsense. Yes, it was a job, it was a wage. And then I went from that on to recovery.
Okay.
I used to sit in the motorway and recover all the vehicles. And I got bored with it because I used to go on 6 o'clock in the morning.
A motorway recovery, so if somebody broke down, you jacked them up and took them away?
That was me.
Okay.
So me and the mate used to do that. And then I was bored at nights because at this stage I was on my own. Had been through a divorce and stuff. But however, so a friend of mine had said, like, do you fancy doing the doors? And he says, well,
a bouncer?
He says, right, no
Just
problem.
like you doing bouncer in my pub at times sometimes. I think, how did you handle that actually?
Oh, dead on.
Were you alright?
Dead on, 100%.
Were you able to keep your cool and all? You didn't lose the vapor on it? Actually, you didn't. Just go out. I can just imagine it.
I went and done Madison's and the Botanic.
Oh, I was in there a couple of nights. Probably threw me out a couple of nights.
Probably did. Probably wasn't looking at your face and just booked you out. But however,
God knows what I was wearing that night, but that's a different story. Right, go on ahead. Sorry.
I used to do the nightclub. So the nightclub in Madison's, you go down the stairs. There was only one entrance and one exit. You know what I mean? So it used to be 2 of us doing that. And the mate says to me, he says, "Ian, you fancy doing a nightclub on your own?" I just, no problem. I do that. Dead on. So I used to stand down to the DJ, say the DJ box and stuff. And I sort of done that job for about 3 years with the recovery. So basically, what was happening? I was getting up at 6 in the morning, doing the recovery job, shooting home 6, half 6, 7 o'clock, getting a quick shower, getting a burger in the face, down to Belfast.
So
On the Madison.
you were burying yourself in work
I was burying
to keep
myself.
your mind.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised you didn't become a landlord in a pub, because that actually is quite known for people when they retire and leave the army. They become landlords in the pub. What's your theory about that?
Well, I mean, I've done nothing in the army.
Drinking. Do you think
Oh,
it's
Nick,
the drink connection?
oh,
Do you think
cool.
that's what
Check it
why?
out. Check it out. Used to get up in the morning, Reveille in the morning, wherever we were, get the bargains on, 25, 30, 40, 50 pound, whatever. In fact, go for a 10-mile tab. You're still blocked from the night before, so you're throwing up, so you're carrying on. You're away you went, 10 mile. You've done the same thing next day. You've done the same thing the next day, next day. You know what I mean? And I carried on. 18 years later, you're like, am I sober yet? You know?
I know. So, right. So let's move forward.
Uh-huh.
As you know, I introduced you tonight as an author, and you're not just an author on Amazon. You're actually a published author with a publishing company as well, which we're going to talk about very shortly.
Yes.
Now, what there's our well then. Sam looks different. It's not Sam. He's black, by the way. He's been out all day. He messaged me before he come on.
He's been out for a run too.
So, when did writing come into your life? Where did they all... Now, can I just be honest with you here?
Yes.
And I don't want to be stereotypical, or because I'm not like that, because I believe everybody's whatever. Someone coming out of the army and someone being what you've done, and basically the jobs that you've done afterwards, it's not something you would think someone would do, is to start writing. And I know I sound controversial saying that, because everybody's does whatever, you know.
Yes.
So where did it all begin with the writing then, Ian?
Well, I sort of went through a divorce, as I said there.
Yes.
And I ended up going to live with my mother in the Ballinhinch Road.
Yes.
There was a wee set of flats behind Gales. Right? She lived in one of the flats.
Yes.
So I had no choice. Mummy, split up with the missus, go through a hard time, so on and so forth. Right? Come and sleep in the sofa. That was dead on. But Mummy had a wee flat where she had a bedroom, and there was like another wee small room where she kept all her stuff, sort of, stores and stuff and whatever. And she cleared it out one day, and she says, "Do you need to start writing?" I says, "What do I need to start writing?" Now, Mummy was a Christian. Mummy was so close to God, it was unreal. So she came in to me one morning. She says, "Son, you need to start writing. I've cleared a space for you." And I went in, and Mummy had, the God love her, God rest her soul, she had this square thing that looked like somebody had dropped it from the heavens above. It was a PC.
But had she found writing that you did, or had you told her about it? Or
no, I had just wrote wee bits down.
Just wee scraps of paper? Okay.
Scraps of paper, and I was hiding them under the pillow, and I was hiding them in my wallet, and all sorts.
Ian Chapman says, "I didn't think he had a book in him, but well done, mate."
Thank you so much, Ian.
So, but it didn't start off, Ian, with what we're going to talk about in a minute. It was different type of writing you did, first of all. Well, it was writing, obviously.
Yeah.
But tell everybody what the first sort of writing was.
Well, I mean, the first sort of writing was basically about my childhood.
No, I mean, there was another part. It was actually about the poetry.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, I'm with you now. Yeah, well, I started connecting things in my head and thinking, am I going nuts here? Is there something wrong with my head? And then I used to say to myself, well, you are crazy. You know you're crazy after all the things you've been through. And I started writing these wee things down, bits of cards, rhymes, so forth. And then people used to ask me, would you write something for me?
Hold on, well, we'll get to that in a wee minute. Some people are asking about books already, where you can buy them and all.
Yeah.
We have a long way to go yet, because we've 2 stories to tell you tonight.
So I was writing wee bits and pieces for thing, and I was sitting in my mummy's one night, just sitting watching, and I remember watching the TV and thinking to myself, sun was shining, I looked out the window and there's a cherry tree. So I said, get a piece of paper and start writing this down, the cherry tree, and handed it to my mum. I says, that's your poem. And she says, you're going to start writing.
Do you remember it? Do you remember it?
I have it, actually. Just give me 2 seconds.
Do you want to hear the cherry tree that he wrote for his mum?
Just give me 2 seconds.
Oh, he's got an attache case and everything here.
I
Honest to God, I thought somebody from the I don't know who, I don't know, somebody from Dallas or something came in.
Right, these are a couple of the ones that I've wrote. This
Give us the one that we, because we've allowed to get through, obviously, with the stories.
Yeah.
Give us what was it called? What, the cherry tree?
I'm not sure if we even have it, but it's on my Facebook.
I should have warned you I was going to do this.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to do that.
Is there any other one you want? A wee short one there you want to read out?
Well, there's one about the Island Centre.
Right. If I read it out?
You read away.
Right, and everybody knows about the Island Centre in Lisburn, the Civic Centre, or whatever you want to call it. So here is a little poem by Arian about the Civic Centre. I'll do it very quickly because we've a lot to get through.
A lot to cover.
What? So Lisburn, right?
Oh. Ha ha.
Right.
There you go.
Change the plan. We're going to do the cherry tree. Right? We're going to do the cherry tree. Right. Here we go. Here's the cherry tree that Ian wrote for his mother.
Had
Written. To make me swear, Ian. Right. I see the tree. It stands so proud, all covered in pink snowdrops and white coloured clouds. The tree has life of which nobody knows. It throws down a carpet of magic, pink-covered cloves. Every little cherry tree does its magic. Its branches reach out like a hand weaving in the wind for all to see and all to hold. See if you make me cry. Night falls and my little tree closes its hand to go to sleep. Dawn draws near. Dewdrops glisten, and sunlight awakens my little cherry tree. It stretches its hands and shakes its carpet of pink snowdrops once again. This is the beauty of my little cherry tree. Why not learn to enjoy the good things in life? There are so many of them, just like my little cherry tree. How long ago did you write that? How long ago was that written?
20 years.
20 years old, folks. It's not absolutely beautiful, my little cherry tree. So that's how it all begun. Started off with poetry.
Yep.
We're all sitting here, I think everybody's went quiet. But round of applause for me. And Kevin Boyd says, your mother is looking down, proud of you, my friend. And Will Millens says, lovely.
Thank you, Kev.
Right, so when did the next stage of things come along? You explain this in your, Killian says it's lovely. Explain how things progressed into what we're going to talk about now, the books.
My perception of everything changed the day that I wrote that, and my mindset changed. And I went into that room for 4 weeks and wrote The Pistol is the Devil's Right Hand.
Which we're going to talk about. But did you have a book of poetry published before The Devil?
Yes, it was published. The Cherry Tree was published, and I had a few books published in Arc published.
Yes.
Many years ago. It was published.
Is that a poetry book?
It's a poetry book. I have a copy of it in the house.
Okay.
But it was published there, and I don't know, many million copies were sold. Like, honestly, it was all donated to charity and stuff and bits and pieces.
Okay.
And as I say, from then, it worked its way into the latter and started moving forward on the books.
Okay, so let's talk about this here. I haven't practiced this to see what way it's going to go. We're going to go small, by the way, just to warn you, okay?
Right. So
let's talk about this. This is your first book.
That's my first book.
The first book that you got published. Well, no, it's what was it? Is it fiction, non-fiction?
True.
It's true.
People say non-fiction, fiction. I
yes.
Like to go. It's true.
It's true. Okay. So, folks, it's called The Devil.
The Pistol.
Why did I say that? The pistol is the devil's right hand. Now, I'll tell you where you can get this in a moment. So, obviously, you don't want to give the whole story away because people will want to read it for themselves. Yeah. So, give us a gist. Give us I love that word, gist.
The gist.
Give us a gist. Because I'm busting to get on to the next one, which is coming up soon. Because this is a both of them are excellent, but this is amazing. I could just read a couple of things. Maria, give you a round of applause for that poem.
Yeah.
Carrie says that was lovely. Maria says, well done, lovely Ian. Maria says, so true, Ian.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So let's talk about the pistol is the devil's right hand. So obviously, on the cover here, we see two little boys.
Yes.
So give us a background.
Right. Okay. Well, as I say, at that stage, we got up to, I was living with Mummy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that gave me a chance to reflect back through everything that I'd been through until I was young. Right?
That's better.
So
can you come over a bit?
Yep,
right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
just because this is like it's just
no,
for a
it's not
minute.
all.
So you can sit in any you want. You're all right.
I'll probably break your leg. But anyway, right. So it's basically about myself and Vince growing up together.
I know it's a bit small, but there you are.
Right.
Okay.
Growing up on the road, as we talked about how we grew up. Basically, no TV, no internet, no nothing. You were bucked out into the street, right? Then in Roseville, you had two greens, right? I'll sort of map it out for you. You had a green in front of my house, which is I lived in 24. So you had a green about 26, 27 foot long by about 20 foot wide, with paths going up each side, and then a car park, right? And splitting that, you had a massive big green up at the top.
Yep.
Right? So what used to happen on a daily basis was come home, Mummy got the homework's done, yeah, away you go. I want to go out, man, dead on. Don't be getting up to anything. Bucked out the door, went and called for Davey, called for Vince, whatever the case may be. And we made our own reality up.
Okay.
Right? And we turned our world into a different type of world that we were actually living in.
Like an imaginary world?
An imaginary world which we brought to life.
Okay.
Right? So the likes of, we had the Lagan, we had the graveyard.
Yes.
I mean, there was people buried in there in the 1600s and all that sort of thing. Right? We had, as I say, the Lagan, the barley fields. We had all these different walls and types of things. So we would make different games up in different sections, like split them down if you were in the army. You know, this is my land, this is yours, so on and so forth.
So basically you were making your own entertainment. It was pretend. You were playing, you were pretending, making things up. There was no, as you said, there was no games or Harriet, there was no digital games, there was no computer games. You made your own entertainment. Okay.
You know,
okay.
And it got to the stage where sort of in our younger teens where it became more than a game.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to go into it too much because I'm going to end up spoiling so much.
Right. So give us, if you could give us like a wee, what's the word? Synopsis? Is that the right word?
Synopsis.
That as well. Beg off you. Right. So, right. Two boys. Yeah. That's you and your friend, basically. Is that right?
Yes.
And you are making your own entertainment. Okay. So, without giving too much away, give us just a wee taster.
Well, it's sort of come into a bit of violence.
Okay.
A bit of robbing. A bit of stealing. A bit of destruction. A bit of fire.
Right, okay.
A bit of finding things.
Yes.
A bit of lifting things and holding things that you shouldn't have held, that shouldn't even have been there in the first place, etc., etc. And I will give you a deep look into what actually happened. And I'm not proud of it, but it happened.
Just be careful now.
Oh, I'm being very careful. There was that many fire brigades round the graveyard, it was unreal.
Okay.
So, sort of turned into a crematorium.
Right, okay.
And I disappeared.
Okay. Jacob Gratton's in. Hello, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. That's my son.
Is that your son?
Yep, one of the twins.
So basically, this book is about you when you were younger. Obviously, the ADHD sort of thing was there too. You know, that was...
Oh, big time.
That was there.
Big time.
And in those days, again, it wasn't recognised. Nobody knew what it was or whatever. So this book takes us through the story of you in your younger years then. Yeah. Now, do you name? Is it different names in the
There's
books?
different names in the
Different
books. Yeah,
names.
yeah.
And are they living in a different place? Is it still Lisburn, or are they living somewhere else? Is it
They've
place?
all moved on.
Right. Okay.
You know, some are past, some are different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
what I'm
on.
saying is, in the book,
Yes.
is the book based in Lisburn,
Oh,
or have you relocated it to somewhere else? The actual book.
it's based in Roseville.
That's unbelievable.
Based in Roseville.
That's
Where
unbelievable.
would you get it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know. At the end of the day, it was all about my childhood, growing up, what I got up to, what I did, my parents, what my parents did, what we were all about, basically.
Okay, so
You
this
know?
is called again. It's called The Pistol. I can't say that now.
The pistol is the devil's right hand.
Thank you, and it's available on now. I will go to the next bit in a minute.
Right, okay.
At the moment, it's available on Kindle.
Yeah.
On Amazon. If anybody has a Kindle or anything, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it's being re-released very soon. Will you remind me to say that as we get to it?
Yeah,
it's going to be re-released because I want to talk about this other thing first.
Right, okay.
Right? Now, Ian, you also have another book which is coming out very, very soon.
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off.
Excuse me.
You're okay. So what we'll do is we'll take that one off. And then I'm going to bring this up big again. I'll bring this back. So we'll see. No, I want it bigger. So what we're going to do is go like that. I'll put us down. No, put us there. Right.
Okay.
The betrayal of me. Right, folks. Now, I just want to read a couple of things out here. Carrie says, I used to nosy about Kilrush Graveyard too. Did loads of rubbings, gravestones as a kid, football in the big green, and running across the tops of the garages. Michelle says the McCoubries are buried in that wee graveyard. It's close to the public now.
Yeah.
And Carrie says it's been closed for some time. Now, by the way, folks, this story you're not going to hear in full either because we don't want to spoil the book, right? We've got the actual manuscript here. Well, hold on, let me see. We have the actual manuscript here. Okay. Now, some of you that were in Auntie Lillian's live on TikTok a couple of nights ago heard a bit of this story, and you're only going to hear a bit of it tonight, because again, we don't want to ruin the book. This is a true life story as well, and this story, folks, I'm just warning you, is actually a wee bit shocking, and it's very, very personal, and we can only go into it to a certain extreme. Now, the book has been written. Ian has written the book with permission of the person who went through this, and you'll hear all about that in a minute. So, Ian, in your own words, where did the betrayal of me all begin?
Well, it began in 1989.
I was 18.
You were 18, were you?
Mm-hmm.
1989, I was driving wee blue Ford Fiesta down the Prince William Road, and as you're coming sort of into the town,
Okay, Sam, so go ahead.
that used to be the Sandys on the right hand side.
Yes, it was.
No houses.
Yes.
Yeah. There was all sorts of culverts and all sorts of stuff in there. It was, they used to ride scramblers and all sorts on. And as I say, driving down, coming to the traffic lights.
This was the Causeway and Road End?
No,
the Prince William Road.
Prince William
yes,
Road,
I'm with you now. And there was a hill that went down. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So I sort of looked over to my right, as you do. Loads of time on my hand.
Sorry to interrupt you. And by the way, folks, this is only about 2 minutes down the road from here. Sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. So as I say, dilly down down the road, looked over to my right and I seen rustling. It was high grass at the time. And I sort of seen a glimpse of a face. So I immediately slammed on the anchors in the car. Get out of the car was in the middle of the road. And looked, and I thought, right. So I swung the car over to where the Sandys was. And there she was, a young girl covered in blood, covered in marks off her head, with all sorts
substances.
of stuff.
Yeah, I have to be careful because of YouTube. Yeah,
all sorts of stuff. Blood everywhere. She'd been self-harming. She'd actually been living on one of the dugouts in the Sandys, and she'd been living there for over a year.
So let's summarise. You were going down the road because of you being in the army. You are quite observant, and you don't miss very much. You know, when you're out and about.
Yeah.
You seen something moving in the bushes, basically. You know, sort of under, and your eyes were drawn to it, and you went over, and there was a young girl lying there in a very bad way, under the influence of substances, and in a very, very delicate way.
I mean, there was cuts in her head. The hair was all sorts.
So, what did you do? What happened? Now, obviously, we want to keep it sort of.
She didn't want to come near me.
Right. Okay.
She was like a wild animal, and I said, "Look, it's all right."
What age are we talking about here, Ian?
She was
12. 12-year-old, and she had been living. It turned out for a year in a ditch, basically.
Yes.
12-year-old folks.
So I said, "There, look, I'll take care of you." So got her into the car, and I basically had to hold her in the car while I was driving. I went down. Back then, it was the RUC station, if you remember, in Castle Street. Used to be facing the Castle Gardens.
Yeah.
There. Went in there and wanted nothing to do with it. So I took her around to Casualty, Lagan Valley Hospital, and they said, "Look, we can have a look at her, but we can't really take much to the clean her up, so on and so forth." And they advised me to take her down to kind of the White House at the back.
Yes, that used to be the ours type place, wasn't it? Then
it was the old house. Remember the big old house?
Yes.
It was in there. Got her in there, and there was like a big unit in there. Got her in there, and I stayed with her for a few hours, and then I went and I come back every day that I was on leave.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then I came to the stage where I had to go back. I had to go back to Dover. So yeah, went back to Dover, and I'm not going to do too much because I was back and fro, looking after her, giving her money, doing sorting stuff out, etc., etc. And I'll stop it there. I was in Lisburn about 10 years ago, walking through Lisburn.
Yes.
Bow Street Mall.
Yes.
Girl looked at me. Excuse me. I said, "Sorry, went to work." She says, "Ian," and I said, "Yes." And I says, "Who?" And then I clicked. Sarah.
Sarah. And that's all we're saying, just Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stood and talked for about 15, 20 minutes. And she said to me, "I want you to write my life story."
Okay.
Not start from her.
So again, without giving too much away, Sarah had been through a lot in her life. I will give a bit, but I'll not give much. She had been through a bit of she'd been through abuse.
Yeah.
In family. That's doing it very generally, and I promise.
Yeah.
And she felt as if she had no choice, that she had to leave home.
Exactly.
And she didn't feel safe at home, and she had to leave. But this is a young. Well, it's at Chatterhouse 55 is the YouTube channel. So she was basically living in a ditch for a year, a 12-year-old child. How did nobody not see? How did nobody not report her missing? Did anybody care?
She became very, as I say, jungle wise.
Yeah, but what about the people who knew her? What about, I don't want to go into it too much, but what about the people who were aware? You know, did nobody ask where this?
There was people bringing her food, friends of hers, but then it all disappeared.
Right.
It all went away.
So people knew this was happening.
People knew it was happening,
and people were bringing her supplies.
Yeah, and they were bringing
instead
stuff.
of they maybe did think they were helping her.
Yeah,
but really they weren't, because they were prolonging it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. John says, "Sure, do you know I don't really read, but I'm definitely going to get that first book. I look forward to this new one coming out." He doesn't. John is not a reader, because we actually tried to do a book club at one time, and it didn't work.
Right. Okay.
You know, but just can't get over a 12-year-old. Yes, the people who was bringing her food obviously thought that they were doing her good. They were keeping her alive. Yes, they were keeping her alive.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at the other side of it, they were prolonging it. There was no action being taken. There was no social services. There was no one helping her.
Well, she was down to about 3 odd stone. She was burned.
Obviously, she wasn't going to school or anything.
No. It was as if she just disappeared.
Can I just ask you one more thing about Sarah?
Yeah.
How this is the last thing I'm going to say because again, I don't want to give too much away. How is she today?
She's brilliant. She is 999,000,000% brilliant. She's married and she's 2 lovely kids.
And what age is Sarah now, then, roughly?
Sure is 40 odd. That's all I'm saying.
I just can't get over it. And I'm going to be honest with you, Ian, when Auntie Lillian, anybody who doesn't know who's in tonight, Auntie Lillian's my twin sister. He's 30 years old. It's a long story, right? She shared this in her TikTok live there the other week to try to get people in to see Ian and his books. And there was actually 2 or 3 people in that live that night knew something about this story. So it was known. So obviously there was bits and pieces came out afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, aye. There was.
So she's got herself going okay. Obviously there must be, there's still,
She's still got the
she's still
scars.
got scars and issues
Yeah.
or whatever. Okay, so Ian, right. So when is the re-release of the first book out? The pistol one
19th of May.
and this one?
19th of May.
So they're both coming out. Now these are actual books.
They are.
These are not just Amazonians, I call them. These are
Amazonians.
actual, that's what I call Amazonian.
Amazonian.
So these are coming out on the 19th of May. Can you buy them online? Are they going to be available online?
They'll be available online. They'll be available in all the bookstores worldwide. They will be done on hard copy. They will be done on Audible. They will be done on Apple. And there's a few more other wee things will be done on. But yeah, I am expecting for myself, well, I say that, but I'm expecting between 20 and 30 copies of each book to be sent over shortly.
Miss McGrogan's straight in there.
She's straight in there.
She says, because Ian, don't forget about your bestie when they're published. So let's talk about publishing very quickly because I don't want to forget about that. So the pistol was originally, I just called the pistol, right? The pistol was originally self-published.
It was originally self-published, yeah.
I had an author on one time before. What was her name? Shirley Ann. Can you remember that girl we had on? Shirley Ann McMillan we had on.
Right, okay.
And Shirley was telling us, this is ages ago, and she was telling me that when you self-publish, it's not an easy thing to do, apparently. Is that true?
It's not an easy job, like.
Is it not? Is there lots of procedures and stuff to go through?
Oh, aye. You've a lot. There's oh my God, you have to sign different things, you have to move different things, and if things aren't, perfect, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, they won't accept it.
So then, how did you transition then from Amazon to the publisher themselves, the actual the publication of the actual books? I forgot to ask you that, actually.
Well, it's a funny story. I'm involved in MMA.
Yes.
Always have been most of my life. Mixed martial arts.
Thank you, because I had to ask you that. I'm asking that again.
Done the doors, blah, blah, blah. Always been mixed martial arts, but I've never let people know sort of into my life big time. And I'm involved, as I say, with mixed martial arts at this moment in time. And there's a few directors and a few different people within that society over here. So one of the guy, Derek Davis, he's a director in one of the MMA companies, which I'm involved with. And I had self-published The Pistol is the Devil's Right Hand.
Okay.
Right? So he had seen this on Amazon. He sent me a few messages. I didn't know you wrote books. I says, well, yeah, I dabble a wee bit. And he says, I've got a book coming. I says, oh, have you? And I didn't think much more of it, you know what I mean? So he sent me another message. He says, would you be interested in writing books for me for a 5-year contract? He says, if I give you a 5-year contract, would you accept it? And I thought about it for about 30 seconds and said, yes, not a problem. So he sent me a contract over. I signed it. Innovative Writings of USA.
Innovative Writings.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Betrayal of Me and the Pistol one, I didn't get that right. That they're both being released on the 19th of May.
They are.
And as I say, they're going to be available. Are you going? Somebody just said here, you're going to do a big signing in Waterstones in Lisburn.
I would love to.
I think you would. I think you would
I
enjoy it.
would love to. Well, I'm actually going to approach Waterstones in Lisburn and have a wee word with them and see what the crack is.
Now, Ian, obviously, you've got a 5-year contract, so these
Yep.
books will not be the only books. So what I'm actually going to do is when these books come out and we move forward a bit further, we've got more, I'm going to bring you back
Please do.
and we will talk about your other books. What is the future for you, do you think? What would you, obviously you've got your books, you've got your writing, you seem to love writing, you
Yeah.
seem to enjoy it. You told me something else, though, that you would like to achieve as well. Could you tell everybody about that? In your own words.
About the building?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Okay.
And where did that, was
Yes.
this because of Sarah, what Sarah went through?
It's because of everything.
Okay.
Right. It's because of my service, king and country, queen and country, whatever you want to call it. Because of my service, my background, my history, my childhood, and coming out of the army, I took one look around me. When I sort of get into writing different bits and pieces, I thought to myself, do you know what? There's a lot more to this than me. And then I thought, well, what is it? What is that a lot more? And I want to build a place called the Cornerstone.
You got the name of it? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Cornerstone simplifies people in this city, in this country, in this province, in all of North and South of Ireland who have nothing and who are left to get on with their life without any help.
Okay.
Right? It's a simple. It's a place where people can come in, have a bit of respite, their accommodation,
a safe place,
a haven where Joe Bloggs is walking down the street. He's out of his facing something, and he's out of his facing something because his life's a mess. People that I want to bring in, or somebody that is next door to me. I've run out of electric. I haven't even got a fiver. Right, come and see me. Let's work together as a family, as a place, as a community. Let's do this.
Anybody with addiction problems, help them seek
I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I'm not a money person. I'm a people person.
Mm-hmm.
People come first. Money comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
But the way things are going at this moment, people are coming and going when they shouldn't be going. They should be looked after. You know? And that's my main goal on bringing the books to life. People getting the books and me getting the ability to do what I need to do for others.
John says we learned about the cornerstone in school, how it's the stone that holds everything together.
It holds the key.
It holds the key. I never knew anything about that.
Yeah.
Will says Ian seems as sound as a pound. There you are.
If
I will say that, you'll be all right there. Well, that is amazing. You know, as I said, it's a place there. Some people could maybe go. It's a safe place. Could maybe help people with different problems.
Everybody's got problems.
Trying to find rehabilitation. That would be absolutely amazing. Well, I hope you achieve it, and I hope you do have success with that if ever it comes about.
There's a lot of people walk about thinking they've got this, they're sick, they've got this, but their brain doesn't know that because I haven't told their brain that. If I told their brain that, things would be a lot different. You know, there's a lot of re-education needs to happen, and the Cornerstone will move that forward.
All right, folks. So once again, I brought it up there. The Pistol is the Devil's Right Hand is available straight away if you have a Kindle on Amazonian. You can get it on Amazon, and then on the 19th of May, we have that book again, and also where's Sarah?
There you go, guys. There's it on Amazon.
I'll bring you up.
There's it on Amazon, guys.
That'll not come up very well. Just the shine. It's on Amazon there. So she's there. Why is that bringing that up? There's ours. So you've got that one, and then you've got The Betrayal of Me, and that's the story about Sarah. Both being released on the 19th, and these will be available everywhere. And when they are released, we will let you know.
The reason I'm releasing them on that date, and the publishers are releasing them on that date, because it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday
so
for the 19th.
I'm 91. Well, I'm good for 91, aren't I?
She's my old girl, 91. I'm doing all right. So, Ian, thank you so much for coming
No
tonight.
problem. Love
Ian, hold on. Somebody else has said something here. I don't like missing anything. John says, Ian, you are a legend. I'm glad I tuned in tonight.
we're all legends. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
and Ian Chapman says, Keystone, the top stone of an arch. Without it, they will fall.
You're right, Ian. It is indeed.
You know.
Keystone and the cornerstone.
Somebody saying 61.
Who's me? 61.
Uh-huh.
Somebody knows me so well.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Emily Dockery says, Ian seems a lovely, kind-hearted man. We need many more like him to help others. That's what the Chatterhouse is all about, Ian. This is why we're here. We like to help others and make people aware that sometimes life's not easy.
Life's not easy.
People are struggling out there at the moment, and it's not easy, and that's why we do what we do. You know, but look, the best of luck with your books. I will have you back.
Good.
I have a plan that I have discussed. I'm not even going to say what it is. John says Auntie Town Auntie needs to go to the cornerstone. That's one of my characters on the William thing.
Oh, okay.
Carrie says, thank you for coming to chat with us tonight, Ian. It's been utterly amazing.
Oh, brilliant.
And so excitement. And Emma says, thank you so much for this tonight. Yes, I do. There is the links. Our Killian has put the link. There you go. The links are up to the books on Amazon as we speak. Our Killian has been in and put them up. Anybody wants to click on it, it'll take you straight. I do have a plan that I am working on for to talk about betrayal of me, but we need to work on it. And if it does work, it'll be amazing. But I can't say nothing because nothing's even been confirmed. Matt says, very, very interesting. Michelle Grogan says, thank you, Ian, for tonight. Keep in touch and look forward to my books. She's not going to let you forget about that.
Let me forget about that.
Signed copies, obviously.
I must warn you, like, my best friend has to get his signed copy first, which is Kevin.
Yes.
You might come second. I don't know.
Kai Ferguson says, if you ever need any help with history of Lisburn or anything for your books, give her a shout.
Not a bother.
She's my historian. Well, folks, thanks very much for joining us tonight in the Chatterhouse. Ian, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Will Milton says, men always hold back and don't know how to show their feelings. It's good to see people opening up. Matt McGillney says, are you going to direct the movie version, Stuart? Would you like that, actually? Would you like one of your books turned into a film? Do you think that's
I'd like a third book to turn into a film. But
do you not think Sarah's story would be an amazing story to be in a book too? Yes. You know, so even though I haven't met Sarah, I don't know nothing about her.
Trilogy.
I've only heard the bit of the story. I actually feel as if I know that girl, and it sounds weird. I just have a connection there. I don't know what it is. I just feel connected or something.
She's beautiful.
Okay, well, I'm glad that she's doing better, and I'm glad that her life's improved and for the hell that she's been through.
Yeah.
Kevin Boyd says, thank you for a great night into your books. Good luck with everything, Fab. And Ian says, good luck, old friend, Fab. Okay, folks, once again, if you are watching on YouTube, I don't like saying this all the time. Please, can you give this video a big thumbs up? Because after this will be out there. Other people come in, and if you push the thumbs up, it pushes it. It helps with the algorithm. I actually got that right.
You'll see a couple of people like Kevin and Ian writing Fab at the end of things.
Yes.
It's just not Fab. It means fuckaballa.
Right, okay.
It means in Gaelic, it means clear the way.
Clear the way?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I won't have a clue, dear. Right. Matt says, right, okay. Will says, did you move house? Where's the clock? Well, there's two of us tonight because I couldn't sit down there. We'll be sitting on top of each other's knee.
Yeah, he's put me in a corner.
I didn't want to put him in the corner, so I had to move tonight. You see my fridge. Well, folks, thanks very much for joining us at Chatterhouse tonight. Don't forget, next week the Chatterhouse will be returning to its original night, which is Tuesday night at 7:30. Don't ask me what's on. There'll be something on. I haven't got that far yet. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Great crowd in tonight. Thank you so much. And once again, Ian, thank you for sharing your experiences.
Thank you so much for tonight.
And Ian will be back.
I'll be back.
Okay, folks, once again, good night. Look after yourselves. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Good night.